I had no idea how to start this video. People have been asking for Q&As, videos or TikTok lives for a while now, and I'm more than happy to do them, but obviously I find myself very boring. In fact, I spend most of my life trying to find things to do that make me less boring. But obviously you guys are interested in something, so I wanted to put out a video where I answer your questions, and figured the easiest way for me to do this was to ask you guys what you want to know. So here we go. I'm going to jump into 10 to 15 of the most asked questions I get asked straight from you guys. So yeah, keep watching, see if your question pops up. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on my answers or whether your question came up or anything you like. So yeah, let's jump into it. Where are you from? I am from Birmingham in the UK. Weirdly, a lot of my following thinks I'm American. I do have a big following in America, so maybe that's why. But yeah, no, I'm very, very much British. Although I do want to spend some time in America in the future. I don't have a favourite cosplay, so to speak, or I do have a favourite cosplay. But there's more than one answer for different reasons. So Sirius Black is the most like me. I don't have to act when I play Sirius, I just am myself. We just have very similar personality types, so it's really easy for me to play Sirius. So yeah, I'd say he's my biggest, my favourite, but he's also the safest for me, and I like to push myself. So yeah, he may well be my favourite, but how do I even explain it? I have other favourites for different reasons. Lucifer is a favourite of mine because I get to do naughtier things as Lucifer than I do as Sirius Black. I get to do more risque material, and that's a lot of fun. And obviously I look very different, and I like cosplays where I look really different. And on that note, one of my favourite cosplayers, for a kind of obscure reason, is Prince Eric. And I've only ever done 2 videos as Eric, but Prince Eric was the first cosplay I did where I felt confident enough to call myself a cosplayer. I remember I had a friend around my house at the time, and I left the room with shaggy hair, a beard, brown eyes of course, and I think I had a black shirt on at the time. And I came back into the room, white shirt, clean shaven, sort of slicked back hair and blue eyes, and I looked like an unrecognisable person. I looked like Eric, so somewhat recognisable, but I did not look like myself at all. And she was so shocked, and that's when I, for the first time ever, felt like an actual cosplayer. All my other characters have looked vaguely similar to me. That was a complete transformation, and I was really happy with how it turned out. So I was actually asked to be Sirius Black. I had never even considered it. It literally wasn't even a thought in my mind. The wonderful Gracie Matrix asked me to, came into one of my TikTok lives and asked me if I'd be interested in playing Sirius Black, as she was playing Lily Potter at the time. Obviously I jumped at the opportunity. I put out my first video as Sirius Black, so nervous, so unbelievably nervous, playing such a beloved character in such a passionate fandom, that I thought A, I'd mess it up, B, I would let people down, and C, I just had no idea what I was doing. Very quickly I realised that I actually am Sirius Black, and luckily the Harry Potter fandom embraced me with open arms and was so loving and so warm and fond of my portrayal of Sirius, thankfully. And yeah, things went kind of crazy after that. It got me to where I am today. And Sirius has been a great character for me to be able to embody this past few months. I love him, I do. So my favourite song is actually a song called Sex by the 1975. I do actually have one of the lyrics tattooed on me. Some of you who have been in some of my drunker TikTok lives may have seen it. But yeah, that tattoo doesn't get shown very often, but it's definitely my favourite song. I have some controversial answers to this question. So I'd say I have 2 favourite Hogwarts professors. I have Gilderoy Lockhart, because I find him hilarious and just such a wonderful character. He's so interesting and so frustrating and so malicious. And he has such a brilliant ending to his story arc. I just love him, I think he's amazing. I even have a Funko Pop of him. And my second favourite is Barty Crouch Jr. as Mad-Eye Moody. Another evil character. What does that say about me? Maybe this is why I'm in Slytherin. The reason I love Barty Crouch Jr. as Moody is I think he was actually a really good Defense Against the Dark Arts professor. Think about the things he taught the kids. He taught them the unforgivable curses. He never sugarcoated anything. Admittedly, he was trying to kill Harry the entire time. But I feel like he's one of the few Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers who actually taught something really valuable to the kids. Is that weird? I just find him a fascinating character, and again, really complex character because he was trying to keep Harry alive so he could be killed. Weird. Yeah. Thank you. I love you too. I like this question. So I'm going to answer it in what do I look for in a partner, because I'm not currently looking. But yeah, so a few things. Adventure is the first. Someone who wants to go on adventures and have a really adventurous life with me. Do things out of the ordinary. In case you guys haven't noticed, I don't do many ordinary things. I do a lot of weird and wonderful things. And someone who is as excited about that prospect as I am. Yeah. Number 2, ambition. Not in the sense of purely financial ambition. An ambition to do something bigger than an ordinary life. This ties in perfectly with adventure. Someone who wants to do something bigger or more amazing than the status quo. The third one is, I guess, a recent addition. As my life has kind of become more insane, I've always been the caregiver in relationships. I've always looked after the other person and thrived on that, and that's what fulfills me. And I know I continue to do that. That's still very much a part of who I am in relationships. But the third thing I look for is support and care. As my life has kind of gone crazy recently, sometimes I become overwhelmed, sometimes I get stressed, sometimes I'm under a lot of pressure. Someone who can bring me back down to earth, say, it's okay, it's going to be okay. How can I help you? That is so important to me now, more than it ever has been before. Yeah. I'm very fortunate. I've never really been bullied or teased. I've certainly had people question what I'm doing, asking me, why are you doing this? Or kind of like laugh at it or brush it off. Never bullied me or teased me directly, but just kind of not understood, which is fair. Not a lot of people do. But yeah, it's a difficult one because in the beginning when things were tough it was tough to grow. I had nobody watching my videos. Things like that. I was almost putting on this show, the same show that I do now, for no audience. And from the outside to people watching me, that must have looked ridiculous to my friends and family, etc. I mean, that must have looked ridiculous. Why is he doing this? Why is he wasting his time? Now that I'm seeing the success I'm currently seeing, they get it a bit more. Sometimes they still struggle with just how much it means to me and how much it has kind of taken over my life. Because they knew me before when I was, quote, a nobody, unquote. So they still just see me as Ash, and I don't think they get that I am now, I'm still Ash, but I'm also Ash Valmont, which is something bigger than me, I think. Yeah. First things first, 2 separate questions, both with the same answer. Advice for getting into cosplay: enjoy it, have fun. Don't post for anyone else's sake. Don't post to gain followers, to gain likes, to gain comments, etc., etc. Post what you want to post, what makes you happy, what you enjoy, and what you are comfortable with. This ties into the second part. You look wonderful no matter what. That is a fact. You do. You look wonderful. The only person who will think other than that is yourself. We are our biggest critics, myself included. I have body issues. I have mental health issues, as do a lot of other people, particularly within my community, within the Valmonsters. You will be your harshest critic. I am my harshest critic. And going back to what I said about getting into cosplay, post what you enjoy, what you feel happy with, what you feel comfortable with. And as long as you're being genuine and honest, everything else will fall into place, I promise. Depression and a breakup. So yeah, I went through a really painful breakup that spanned months, kind of off and on at certain points. And I was the lowest I had ever been in my entire life. I was struggling badly. And I just wanted to make myself laugh again. I just wanted to smile again. I didn't think I'd get emotional. Fuck. I wanted to make myself laugh again and smile again because I hadn't for a very long time. So I started making videos, posting about my mental health and about things I was going through in a kind of relatable way. And it resonated with people. Other people laughed too, other people smiled too, and I made other people feel better, which is still the greatest achievement I've had to date, making other people feel okay. So yeah, that's what started my passion, and the more I was able to help people, the more that passion grew. And here we are today, almost 250,000 followers later. So yeah, that's what started it all. A bad time turned into a very good thing. This is a tough one because I'm very happy in Birmingham. I love Birmingham. I think it's a wonderful city. There's a few places around the world I really want to spend time, maybe not live forever. So one of my greatest ambitions in life is to move out to the countryside and open up an animal sanctuary for confiscated animals or retired farm animals or things like that. But also, I want to spend some time in LA. I really do. I think it's such a creative hub. I thrive in better weather than exists in the UK. And I think that would be a really good place for me to spend some time. Yeah, I may have some opportunities there in a few years, and I'm looking forward to them now. But yeah, so LA would probably be number one on that list, certainly for a number of years. Yeah. My dream vacation was stolen from me last year by COVID and a breakup. So yeah, I am the world's biggest Disney World fan. I'm obsessed. I used to go every single year as a child with my family. Sadly, a number of years ago, my mother passed away, so we stopped going. But I've been once since then with an ex-girlfriend of mine. And that was 6 years ago. So I'm very much ready to go back for the second time since we used to go as a family. It's my favorite place in the world. It means so much to me emotionally, spiritually, in whatever sense that word exists. And yeah, it's just a very important place to me. I have so much fun there, and I'm never happier than when I am walking into Disney World. Yeah. This one I may get emotional for. A lot of you guys don't know this, although some of you will because you are the people I'm about to talk about. I receive a lot of messages that I never ever share from people who tell me I am the reason they are alive today. I stopped them I stop them from harming, from doing something potentially even more drastic. I make them laugh on days they can't. I make them smile on days they can't. And I, importantly, let them know that it is going to be okay no matter what you're going through at the moment. And that will always be true. No matter what you're going through, it will always get better. That's the most rewarding part of all of this, is that I was able to help people, not just through charity, but through the dozens of messages I receive every single week, saying some of the most important things I will ever read. My morning routine involves waking up, checking TikTok, which is so unhealthy to do first thing when you wake up. You should not be checking your phone the second you wake up. Checking any messages I have, and then dragging myself out of bed. I'm not good first thing in the morning, I'm really not. Dragging myself out of bed, dragging myself downstairs, grabbing a energy drink, coming back upstairs, and on days where I'm working, I will sit down at my desk, usually do my first meeting of the day, which will probably be 9 a.m. That may finish at 10 a.m. Then I'll go shower. It's a virtual meeting, they can't smell me because I haven't showered yet. Then I'll go shower, and get ready for my day and make myself look presentable, and then think about what I'm going to post on TikTok that day, what I'm going to be streaming that day, or a video I'm going to be posting, and start creating content or doing other work. Yeah. On a weekend, I'll do largely the same. Waking up will be... I wake up at the same time, regardless. I don't like sleeping in late, even though I hate having to get up in the morning, if that makes sense. I'm very excited about what the day has to promise. It's just waking. I'm usually very comfy in my wonderful bed. So the weekend routine is very much the same. It just doesn't involve me coming to sit at my desk before I shower. I'll get up and get ready for the day. So I am a Slytherin. I occasionally play the head of Slytherin in some of my cosplays. And I had a TikTok go pretty viral involving a Slytherin outfit just this weekend, just gone. So yeah, very much a Slytherin. That said, I love Hufflepuffs. So I had a lot of questions submitted to me when I asked for questions for this Q&A video. I couldn't get through them all, so I'm going to do a part 2. So if you haven't already, please subscribe down below for when I release that, if you're interested in more of my answers to more of your wonderful questions. So thank you so much for submitting the questions. I will continue recording answers to the rest of the questions I received and release a part 2 very, very shortly. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I love you dearly. I can't wait to see you all again. Bye! Mwah.